Good day everyone, I am Ozzy Baliad.
Today, we're going to tackle about the PNP policing and interagency approach with specialized law enforcement agencies. By the way, this is a report of the Group 4, Chapter 3. So before we go to the main topic for today, let's just hint a knowledge or reviewing knowledge about the PNP policing in our previous discussions. It says that the PNP policing is the activities carried out by the police officers in order to preserve law and peace in the public safety. And the PNP is an armed branch of the Philippine National Police, stands for Policing Need and Priorities. We all know that the priorities of the policing is to regulate or to control or maintain the order and peace in a community or in a city, and also control the PNP and it keep order with the law enforcement. The policing or the PNP is to prevent, enforce the law, control crimes, and provide peace and order. The PNP primary goal is to detect crimes and criminals and identify prevention opportunities, protect victims of crime from exploitation and victimization, respect human rights of vulnerable communities, develop robust or strong relationship or network of experts to exchange information, best practice, and the personal activity. Lastly is disrupt the profit element in crime's business model to interrupt whatever kind of problem in the community or in the city that needed to be prevented, something like that. And the interagents approach is the collaborative or branches of the PNP to help the PNP to prevent crimes, just like the FBI and DEA, which stands for Drug Enforcement Administration, and FBI is the Federal Bureau of Investigation. It is the collaborative of the PNP, or the elements of PNP where it solves crimes just like drugs and investigations where it happened. If this example is rape, crimes, death, shooting, something like that. And the interagency, it is the proceed or produced by two or more parties working together. That's why the PNP policing an interagency with special laws enforcement agency, it is the collaborative of these two, so that, or the other branches, so that the PNP policing or the policing will be act or persecute accordingly by the law. So the expected learning outcomes for this topic, you may able to understood the rules of the PNP in crime prevention, solution, public safety, and security. Identified the contrasted and different law enforcement agencies and their respective functions. Realized, observed, and performed the interagency relationship of the PNP to other law enforcement agencies in the country. Evaluate and analyze the importance of the PNP collaboration to the local enforcement agencies and international bodies. And lastly is to appreciate the importance of the interagents approach in law enforcement and policing. Lesson 1 is the PNP crime prevention, policing, and solution. So before we head to the topic in this PNP crime prevention policing, let's just find out what is crime prevention. A crime prevention, it is an act to be done in order that crime could not happen in the city or in a local area. The PNP National Police is committed to ensuring the public safety and incidents of crime in the community. But there are many things each and every community member can do to reduce his or her chance to becoming a victim or prevent the incidents of crime from happening. So it says here that we, the citizens in the community or in the city, we must act accordingly to what the PNP has commanded us, or the commission that they give to us, or the duty that they inform to us. That's why the PNP and the community or the people must work together, collaborate together. That's why, in order that the law will be the friends. That's why the PNP is giving or persecuting the law. That's why providing the community to say that the law is the friend, and the law is the one who protect, the one who has the authority to persecute whatever the rules, whatever the way to have a peace in the community. We must always take note that crime is a prevention is everybody's concern. We have to join hands in order to lessen crime in our community. PNP and community or the citizen must work accordingly and work both to appreciate what the law is commanded us. The role of PNP in crime prevention. It says here that it is an anchored on the concept that law enforcement and principal objective should be prevention. The PNP has adopted crime prevention strategies that are responsive to the needs of the community for the public safety and security. As what Sir Robert Peel theorized, that police are the people and the people are the police. It means that all citizens uphold the law as part of their obligation under the social control. Police are just citizens who formally carry out the consents of the people. So police is the authority who studied the law, who act the law, who persecute the law, and who mandate the law. That's why we people, we can be part of them by supporting them, by supporting the law and follow without a rebellious kind or without the prevention, without the perceptions of doing a crime. So crime prevention, it is to reduce and deter crimes and criminals. It reduce crime, enforce law, maintain criminal justice. Those crime prevention efforts must be collaborative effort between the police and community that it serves. So what is crime prevention? A crime prevention, it is a work with your local public agencies and other organization. That's why community and the PNP or any kind of elements of the PNP, we must be working together to have a very effective crime prevention. And it says here that to prevent the commissions of crimes or duties, the PNP is adopting measures that lead to the early detection, deterrence, or denial of a crime. It involves intensifying police presence and implementing strategies that remove the opportunities or means in committing crimes. Crimes prevention is a core function of the PNP. Just like the crime triangle, we all know the crime triangle from our past discussion. It is the motive, instrumentality, and opportunity. It is the tips of the PNP and how you deter or how you know if it is a way to a person to commit a crime. You must understand the desires, pagnanasa, capability, kakayahan, at opportunity ang kanyang pagkakataon. Just like the tips of emergency call, it is the tips of the PNP to the rescue calls, shootings, or solving common problems. That's why the PNP is giving us a hint, giving us a way so that we may not be able to be part of the crime. something like that. And we have also the non-emergency call. It is a sample of the report crime or suspicious activity immediately to the person or the property, something like that. So now let's move on to the next topic.
Good day, everyone. I'm Ana Maria Valdez, and for today, I would be discussing the base concept of PNP's crime prevention strategy. Elements triad of crime. It is the commissions of crime, criminologists, and law enforcers are required by law to prove presence of three elements of crime, which is the motive, opportunity, and means. So when we say motive, it is the reason or intent of an individual to commit a crime, or it also refers to the reasons or cause why a persons or group of persons will perpetrate a crime. For examples are dispute, economic gain, jealousy, revenge, insanity, thrill, intoxications, drug addictions, and many others. Next is opportunity. It is the chance of an individual to commit a crime at a given space and time. Opportunity consists of an act of omissions and or omissions by a persons or the victims which enables another persons or group of persons or the criminals to perpetrate the crime. The illustrative examples including leaving one's home or car unattended for a long time, walking all alone in well-known crime-prone alley, wearing expensive jewelries in slum area, are readily admitting as strangers into one's residence and the like. Opportunity is a synonyms with carelessness and act of indiscretions and lack of crime prevention consciousness on a part of the victim. Next is means. It is the ability of an individual to commit a crime. To sum up it all, the most common way to refute opportunity is to utilize an alibi, which might be shown that the accused was unable to commit the crime because they lacked the necessary circumstances. Ironically, while showing motive can frequently make it simpler to pursue a journey of factors that must be proven in order to convict. Motive is an component of many crimes. The purpose of motive in criminal law is to provide an explanation for why a person did or did not act in a particular way, such as to support the prosecution's case that the accused committed the crime. The prosecutions can claim that greed was the cause of the murder if the individual charged with the crime has the beneficiary of decent life insurance policy. So a criminal prosecution does not require motive proof. Courts typically focus on whether a criminal defendant actually committed the claim offense rather than why did it when deciding their guilt. So however, other phases of criminal case, including the police investigation and sentence, depend on the defendant motivations. In order to identify offenders, the law enforcement authorities frequently take intentions into account. So at sentencing, judges may take a guilty defendant reasons into account and either raise the penalty if the defendant had selfish motives or reduce the sentence if the defendant had honorable motives, such as if the accused acted to protect the family. So another example of the motive, opportunity, and means is if a thief shoots someone with a handgun, stole their money, and did it while they're alone and in the remote locations at night. So the means here, which is the or would be the handgun. Their motive would be the money or the money they stole, and their opportunity would be the fact that it was unlikely anyone else would see them or intervene. Next is the basic principles in criminal prevention. First would be the PNP must lead the fight against all forms of criminality, including insurgency, by utilizing active citizen involvement and community empowerment. While law enforcement agencies have a major role in preventions of crime, they cannot effectively do the job alone. Community members must be willing to participate actively in prevention strategies. So the PNP and law enforcement agencies shall enforce the law, prevent and control crimes, maintain peace and order, and ensure public safety and internal security with the active support of the community. Next is crime prevention effort must be responsive to the unique peace and order, cultural and economic conditions of the Philippines. It shall address all elements of crime towards a holistic approach to policing. So each persons will have a different experiences and path to recover the that is influenced by the age, gender, cultures, heritage, language, faith, sexual and gender identity, relationship status, life experience, and beliefs. So it is important not to assume that how you interpret situations will be the same as the persons you are supporting. Next would be crime prevention must be based on through accurate analysis of demographic crime statistic and other related data. So, for maximum effectiveness, the study should be inform the creations of the holistic strategy rather than only discrete prevention initiatives. So, all community members should be included in the plan, but it should pay particularly attention to any neighborhood or groups who particularly vulnerable of a crime. Next would be crime prevention plans must adapt to changing environment. It may be achieved and complemented by the following police initiatives. So first is increased police presence. Next is employment of PNP integrated patrol system. So when we say PIPS or integrated patrol system, it is a proactive crime prevention measures having key components like the patrol officers who are tasked to take actions to prevent the occurrence of crime based on the crime clock and crime map. So each police provincial office and city police office shall implement a police integrated patrol system to cover anti-criminal and police security operations, which incorporates, among others, police visibility measures or intensified foot and mobile patrols together with force multipliers, checkpoint or checkpoints operations, offline bakal or offline sita, saturations drives, and police interventions against motorcycle or riding criminals. This also aims to reduce street crimes and other crimes committed through the use of firearms. Next is employment of force multipliers and police volunteers. Next is active police community relation. So when we say active police community relation or PCR, it is one of the fundamental keys to successful law enforcement is good police community relations or the relationship between the police and the communities they serve. Good police community relations are imperative for developing trust between police and citizens. Without this trust, police work becomes much less effective. Even if the police officers are preventing crimes, the people may not feel safe because there is no trust. Other times, officers are fighting an uphill battle or trying to get communities to work with them to fight crimes. So this community needs some help to improving police community relation. Next, we have proactive police investigations and intelligence networking, and the last would be the utilizations of
the progression of PNP's crime prevention policing. The PNP policing started with the traditional policing guided by the principles of Sir Robert Peel crime preventive approach, or he is known as the father of modern policing. Its dynamism and adaptiveness to the calls of change and demands of time transformed its policing into community and problem-oriented, or the COP. It is a policing strategy that involves the identification and analysis of specific crime and disorder problems in order to develop effective response strategies. And it is designed by the virtue of Republic Act No. 8551 The PNP has reformed its police system into community and service-oriented policing, or the CSOP, or it refers to the promotion of peace and order and public safety, and the strengthening of local government capability aimed towards the effective delivery of basic services to the citizenry. And through guidelines provided by the NAPOLCOM Resolution Number 2015-342 and NAPOLCOM MC Number 2015-003, both approved in the year 2015. It strengthens and broadens the participation of the PNP, local chief executives, and the citizens geared towards providing better service to PNP's clientless and citizens community. The PNP policing progression. These are the policing approaches, development of police operational strategies. Or the concept is the CSOP, or the community service oriented policing. It focuses on responding to the needs of the community and engaging the community and local chief executives, while the problem oriented policing includes identifying the causes of crime and consulting the community in addressing or identifying causes of crime. And while the traditional policing, it focuses on crime prevention and crime solution, or to help fight crime. The PNP CSOP system component. The PNP CSOP system component shows the triangular approach and three institutions that shall work together, which are the citizenry, PNP, and the local executives. They shall work together to improve proactive and problem-solving approach by the police, local chief executives, and citizenry in addressing crime and public safety concern. The components serve as the input of the PNP SOP program development framework. So, the CSOP is a triumvirate of the citizenry, local executives, and the PNP, collaborating and cooperating in pursuing peace and order, ensuring public safety, and strengthening the delivery of basic services to the community. For the citizenry is information, resources, leadership. For the PNP is the local enforcement services, leadership, resources. And for the local executives are the resources, services, leadership, regulatory, interdependently or reciprocal. So reciprocal means a group of people that do same thing to each other and agree to help each other in a similar way. So what are the basic services? The basic services are the agriculture and fishery, community-based forestry, health services, social welfare services, information services, and last, the solid disposal or environmental management system.
Good day everyone, I am Johnny Emil Flor-Carnal. The CSOP, or the Community and Service-Oriented Policing, sought to provide better impact on law and order and crime prevention through the number 1, service delivery. The rules of the local police are initiate the coordination with the mayor and other LCS or the local chief executives and members of the community through conduct of home visits, weekly meetings, etc. Orient the LCS and members of the community on the CSOP system and solicit their support. Third, consult all stakeholders in identifying problems in the community. In connection thereto, the PNP adopted the solving community problems using the SARA model. So this model has become the basis for many police agencies' training curricula and problem-solving efforts. SARA stands for Scanning, Analysis, Response, and Assessment. Second, solicitation of support from local chief executives. The rules of the LCS are to adopt effective mechanism for better partnership, ensure assistance and support to the Integrated Area Community Public Safety Plan or IACPSP. Formulate a 3-year term-based Peace and Order Public Safety Plan. Convene the Peace and Order Council or the POC to review, update, and approve the IACPSP. Supervise the city municipal POC to gather and analyze data. Mandate the full cooperation of all partners. Fund and implement the CSOP programs. Facilitate the implementation of the CSOP programs. Designate necessary personnel, implementation of CSOP. Coordinate with the NAPOLCOM. Exercise additional functions and duties as may be duly authorized. The last one is strengthening of community partnerships. The rules of the citizenry are to provide data information and inputs to the police and local executives on problems, issues, and concerns. Mobilize and organize volunteers as force multipliers. Share resources and assist in the planning and implementation of CSOP PBS. Identify and implement community development projects. Establish community problem profile. Share crime prevention tips and other public safety information. Initiate the conduct of regular community assembly or dialogue. Assign focal person to do reporting or monitoring on CSOP activities or the community and service-oriented policing activities. Lastly, support and conduct fundraising efforts.
Hello, good morning. My name is Euclid Paul Bimonte de Ramos. I reporting the PNP CSOP Program Development Framework. What is the CSOP Program Development Framework? They have for example, they have input, process, output, and outcome. Every each other, they have a meaning. Input, citizenry, delivery of the basic services, local executive, PNP, triumvirate, LGU, PNP, and community, and holistic approach, whole of nation. That is input. Process is, they have a 6 example. The identify problem, plan, mobilize, implement, operate, evaluate. What is identify problem? Identify problem is the crime that have impact to basic services. In the plan is focus on priorities and SMAP. Mobilize funds, logistic, personnel, resources, and implement standard awareness program lab. And next, operate community organizing, capacity building, and reporting. And the last is evaluate. Evaluate and monitor, measure of results, best practices, and output. They have a MAU, PAPS plan. That is our output. And outcome, they have a, for example, positive police image, improve community relation, and improved peace and order, and public safety. And the last is effective delivery of basic services. That is the example of the CSOP program development framework. Next is a role of PNP in crime solution. The primary role of the PNP in crime solution is the conduct of investigation. Investigation is the collection of facts to accomplish their full aim. They have a 3 to identify the suspect, to locate the suspect, and the last is to provide evidence of his guilty. Pakita nimo ang imong evidence kung kisa yung guilty. Next is, what is crime solution? Crime solution is the act of investigating the crime leading to the prosecution of its perpetrators, when crime prevention efforts fail to deny the commission of a crime. The police take on its other crucial role of solving the crime. That is a crime solution. A crime case is considered solved when unsa to pagsolba ang krimen. They have 6 example. First example, the offender perpetrator has been identified. Second, the offender perpetrator has been charged based on evidence. And 3, the offender perpetrator has been taken into custody. And 4, the offender perpetrator has been charged before the prosecutor's office or court of appropriate jurisdiction. And 5, elements beyond police control prevent the arrest of the offender as when the victim refuses to prosecute or the death of the offender. And the last is arrest of one offender can solve several crime, or offender may be arrested in the process of solving crime. And the next reporter, please.
So, good day everyone. I am Rica de la Serna. So, I will continue the discussion of Mr. Monte de Ramos. So, when the case or the crime considered as clear. First, the crime cleared is when at least one of the offender has been identified. Second is if there is sufficient evidence to charge the offender. And lastly, if the offender has been charged in a court, absent the taking of the offender into police custody. The measure of efficiency for PNP. Crime fighting effectiveness of the police shall be assessed using the following criteria. First, crime solution or the CSE, the percentage of solved cases out of the total number of crime incidents handled by the police for a given period of time. A case is considered solved if the offender has been arrested and a criminal complaint compliant has been filed. In a case of at least 2 offenders, it is still considered solved if one of them has been arrested and was slapped with appropriate case. Crime clearance efficiency. On the other hand, in the percentage of cleared cases out of the total number of crime incidents, a case is considered cleared if the offender, or if there are several offenders, at least one of offender has been identified and a criminal complaint has been filed against him or them, regardless of whether he or none of them was arrested. The second one is crime clearance efficiency, or CCE. The percentage of cleared case out of the total number of crime incidents handled by the police for a given period of time.
Hello, good day. My name is Mrs. John Tiburan and I am reporting crime reporting of the PNP. It is the act of reporting a crime committed by a victim or concerned citizen to the police and other similar law enforcement agencies and institutions. The police unit with the territorial jurisdiction where the crime was committed shall have the primary responsibility of recording and reporting the same. Same reports are compiled by PNP and presented in form of crime statistics, which is a mathematical measure of the level of the amount of crime prevalent in a given area at a given time. It usually refers to figures compiled by the police and similar law enforcement agencies to depict the picture of a crime based on the following. Crime volume. Number of crime incidents committed in a given area over a period of time, which include index and non-index crimes. It is the overall total number of crime commission on the cover area. To get the crime volume, get the subtotal of index crime and non-index crime. Example, if there is a 200 index crime and another 200 non-index crime equal to 400 crime volume. Index crime are crimes which are serious in nature and which occur with sufficient frequency and regularity such that they serve as an index to the crime situation. These are the crimes of murder, homicide, physical injury, carnapping, gutter rustling, robbery, theft, and rape. So, so the other crime that are not mentioned is the non-index crime. Are violation of special laws such as illegal logging or local ordinance. Crime rate. The number of crime incidents in a given period of time for every 100 inhabitants of an area. It is the ratio between the number of felonies and misdemeanor recorded by the police and gender another population. Average monthly rate. Crime rate divided into the number of months in a year. So, lesson 2. Role of PNP and public safety security. Roles in disaster risk reduction and management. The PNP is a member of the National, Regional, and Provincial Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Council. As such, it shall perform functions as prescribed by the Council. The PNP's inherent duty of disaster risk reduction and management includes the following: provision of area security, search and rescue and recovery operation, evacuation, assistance of relief operation, and facilitation of community rehabilitation efforts. So the PNP member of the National Police is, for example, if there is a typhoon, the PNP is the one who is assigned to rescue or in a recovery operation, or other member is assisting in the relief operations. So that's all. Thank you.
So good day everyone. My name is Jervin J. Ponce and I'm going to tackle about the Provincial Peace and Order Council or PPOC. So, what is the Provincial Peace and Order Council? It is composed of the provincial counterparts of the departments, office, and agencies, wherever applicable, with the provincial governor as chairman and the vice governor as vice chairman. In addition, one representative of the Sangguniang Panlalawigan shall be chosen by it from among its members. So, the Provincial Peace and Order Council shall have the following duties and functions, such as formulate plans and recommend such measures which will improve or enhance peace and order and public safety in their respective areas of responsibility. The chairman of the PPOC appoints 3 representatives of private sector upon consultation with the member of council and with the approval of the commander of the infantry division and the regional director of the PNP. The provincial counterpart of the CSAFP shall be the brigade commander, or in the case of Palawan, the commander of the Western Command. Department, office, and agencies with no provincial and or field office shall not sit in the PPOC. So that's all about the Provincial Peace and Order Council or PPOC. Last one was the City or Municipal Peace and Order Council or CPOC or MPOC. So, what is this? The City or Municipal Peace and Order Council. It is composed of the city or municipal counterparts of the departments, office, and agencies, wherever applicable, with the mayor as chairman and the vice mayor as vice chairman. In addition, there shall be one representative of the Sangguniang Panglungsod or Sangguniang Bayan, as the case may be, to be chosen by the said Sanggunian from among its member. The chairman of the CPOC or MCOP appoints 3 representatives from the private sector. Upon consultation with the member of the council and upon acquiring appropriate security clearance, department, office, and agencies with no city, municipal, and or field office shall not sit in the CPOC or MPOC. So that's all about the City or Municipal Peace and Order Council, CPOC or MPOC. Thank you for listening.
I am Rolly Tulun. My task is to discuss the function of the RPOC, PROC or CPOC and MPOC. First is provide a forum for dialogue and deliberations of a major issue and problems affecting peace and order, including insurgency. Second is recommend measures which will improve or enhance peace and order and public safety in their respective areas of responsibility, including anti-insurgency measures. Third is recommend measures to converge and orchestrate internal security operations efforts of civil authorities and agencies, military and police. Fourth is apply moral suasion to and or recommend sanctions against LCs who are giving material and political support in the communist rebels. Fifth is monitor the provisions of livelihood and infrastructure development programs and projects in the remote rural indigenous population areas adapted to isolate them from the communist rebels, agitate areas, organize and mobilize, and ideological, political, and organization works. 6 is perform all other functions assigned by the law, the President or the NPOC or National Peace and Order Council. So do your functions that assign you by the President. 7 is the Civilian Volunteer Organizations or CBOs shall be managed and supervised by the respective regional, provincial, city or municipal directors of the PNP. So one of the example of civilian volunteer organization and province in municipal is barangay police, police auxiliary, implement and manage three-tier defense system, the PNP strategy on public safety and security operations. First is target hardening. Target hardening is a deliberate and planned action that makes it difficult for the criminals, terrorists to succeed in hitting their targets. So, target hardening is enhances the security of a structure by making it a more difficult and therefore the least attractive target. Example is secure and upgrading the locks on your doors, windows, in your house or in your car. So, using strong passwords to prevent criminals hacking your online accounts. Next is intelligence monitoring. Intelligence is knowing that the threat and identifying its potential targets. The community through the LGUs must have its own intelligence activities in every village, residential and commercial areas, and elsewhere, making every citizen a vigilant watch person. Method that employs an agile approach, which is the monitoring capabilities embedded completely by the hypervisor. Example, in our school, there are many security guards assigned in different areas of school campus to maintain and monitor the security of the school and also the students and workers.
Good day, ma'am. I'm Ryan J. Taluse, and I'm the next reporter. Incident management. Incident management refers to the sequence of actions to be undertaken in case of disaster, disorder, crisis to mitigate their effects and expedite the return to normalcy. This involves partnership among the security forces, LGUs, and the community. The LGUs take the lead role and perform such acts of leadership to demonstrate control of the situation, care of victims, justice to bear on the suspects, orderly deployment and employment of resources and facilities, and dissemination of correct information and advice on the incident. The crisis manager must take the community out of the panic and freeze mode and help the community spring back to normalcy. Incident management restore normal service and operations while minimizing the impact on operations and maintaining quality. Legal offensive. It involves the efficient and well-coordinated conduct of investigation, documentation, and prosecution of all terrorism-related cases in coordination with the Department of National Defense or Armed Forces of the Philippines, Department of Justice, and the Commission on Human Rights. It aims to coordinate all government efforts to effectively charge, prosecute, and adjudicate terrorism-related cases to ensure that terrorists are placed behind bars. And that's all. Thank you.